Yeah, I mean, I think there are certain things we know are risk factors. And I can say from my clinical practice, the most common risk factors are food poisoning, traveler's diarrhea type events, where we have this sort of initiating event that has essentially created some degree of inflammation and dysmotility. So your like normal motility has been altered by that infectious event, and that hasn't normalized, and that allows, rather than these lovely cleansing waves moving into your small bowel to move food and bacterial through, they're not happening so much, or it's disaltered or disorganized movement, so it doesn't actually push stuff through, and that allows bacteria to build up, and then boom, you have SIBO. So that's a pretty common driver. I also see binge drinking alcohol as a common driver of SIBO. Opiate medication use, things that, again, that slow the gut down. Alcohol does that too. Alcohol acutely slows down movement in the small bowel. Also is alcohol in larger quantities is a selective antimicrobial that kills good bacteria and leaves more gram-negative bugs like E. coli alone. So you end up with that sort of double whammy of slowed motility and increased levels of bad bacteria from alcohol ingestion. So that's often a driver too. And there are certain disease conditions like type 2 diabetes or chronic pancreatitis that we would associate with increased risk of SIBO development, rheumatoid arthritis, acne, rosacea as well is one of those other conditions that seems to be associated with greater risk of SIBO. Too, sometimes it's like the SIBO causes things, like I think SIBO is a driver of acne rosacea, for example. But other times, like in type 2 diabetes, if you have motility issues due to nerve dysfunction due to high blood sugar control, the diabetes is actually causing the SIBO. Celiac disease, Crohn's disease have higher risk of SIBO development too.
Yeah, and there's also like physical blockages as well, isn't there? It's a known cause of SIBO as well.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you have it in, I've had patients who've had abdominal surgery where they've had bits of their small bowel or bit of the colon removed, and yes, that those are high risk factors too. And some would also point out that if you have had previous abdominal surgery, you can get scar tissue that builds up, and the scar tissue can impact motility and then result in SIBO.